Squire of Hell. By Troy Maverick. Chapter 30. Despite having to had gathered the relics for this entire operation to work, it felt too easy. We all left scotch-free, escaping the court with a few minutes to spare. Maybe I wasn't used to being given a bone. This entire journey thus far had been hell, but I learned not to complain. We'd completed the mission, all we had to do now was leave Greed's nation without getting caught. Emera continued to be our personal chauffeur, up until we reached the border of the perimeter, right along the 2-mile mark. At this point, we had to be stealthy, and once Pochi was outside of the circle of frozen time, Emera gently placed all of us on the ground before she shrunk down. Soon after, Maylise gave Pochi a command to break his tough shell. Fragments of crystal snapped off of Pochi like nothing. He stood on his hind legs and shook the residue away, giving the party a huge gust of air while he flapped his wings clean.
Aw, Pochi, you're all right.
Faye beamed as she rushed over to him, and she gave his snout some love.
Butcher, you better not have more plans of using my dragon as decoy bait.
She scolded me. I smiled. Trust me, I'll try to avoid it. It's good to have you back, Pochi. He pranced around happily, giving everyone a show when she saw his mother on my lap outside of the grove, safe and sound. When Pochi had come through, Onessa did as well. She was still out of it as she rested in my arms, her head sleeping on my chest. It was our closeness that allowed me to feel her essence, my body gravitating to her energy. The feeling was strange, but warming. It was as if we were two parts of a whole piece, and when I was around her, I felt stronger. Complete. Despite her fragile state, her energy was slowly building back up without the cuffs on her. Her breathing was cleaner, and she started feeling heavier as well. I wanted to witness the recovery on her face, my hand cupping her delicate beauty. And sure enough, her face looked less sickly, and the pink to her lips started to glow again. She looked absolutely gorgeous, her beauty surpassing all others. She made my heart tumble, and I was too embarrassed to admit that I'd fallen for a woman I'd just met. A head-over-heels type love that left me scared shitless. I couldn't fight the blush off my face any longer, my mouth falling agape, and my emotions on the siege. Onessa. I whispered to her, the goddess of lust making my heart stop when she cracked her eyes open.
Are you going to keep giving her goo-goo eyes, or are we going to head out before all of these dirtbags wake up?
Faye teased me, but the joke was on her. Speaking to Onessa worked. She heard me.
Knives?
She croaked, my eyes popping open when she spoke my name. Please, save your energy, I instructed her. You're safe. Safe, not clear. We still needed Pochi to fly us back along the Lithenian border, where a peacekeeper should be on guard to take us back to the capital. Let's get you back home.
I don't think so.
A raspy voice growled behind us. It was Rodon.
You've got a lot of nerve stepping inside of Greed's turf.
He hissed at us, Rodon seemingly alone in this encounter. Not only was he singling himself out, he was still blind. I wasn't sure why I was expecting him to have his eyesight back. Maybe because this conflict seemed so very one-sided. Was he just that confident, or incredibly stupid?
Rodon, you sent your soldiers to kill my mother, and kidnap me and my sisters, and then you engage us here, in Bido? Your people must truly be desperate to grow an alliance with that filthy scoundrel.
Emera seethed. Rodon chuckled.
And you would have done the same thing, except your bitch of a goddess felt the need to preserve her weak people. Now you stand no chance in the House of Greed.
From that remark, I believe you don't sense my presence.
Onessa said as she stepped forth from behind us, the look on Rodon's face won for the books.
The land behind me is frozen, so I take it that we are pressed on time. My warriors have summoned the power of the 3 ultra-rare artifacts to save me, and I will not let their efforts fall in vain.
Rodon's mouth dropped, the Minotaur practically shaking in his boots.
Do me a favor, and bow down to the woman you love.
Just like that, the beast instantly dropped on his knees, his face kissing the dirt.
My love, anything for you.
He strained, and I could tell from his voice, he was trying to fight her command. But the last time I checked Rodon's willpower, it wasn't that high, making him easy prey for Onessa, regardless of how low her powers currently were. She turned to me with a lovely smile on her face.
My blood squire, would you do us the honors?
I grinned. I'd love to, but I'd like to pass that choice to Maylise. Maylise gasped.
My goddess? Sarian?
It's only right that you take his life, after all of the torment he made you go through. Maylise broke into soft tears, then demanded.
No, you do it. Because through you, Blood Squire, our nation will thrive. Take this man's life, and then take the others. Of wrath, of greed, of pride, of them all. I'd rather you get stronger off this kill, than to satisfy my vendetta. Because when you grow stronger, we as a nation do, too. For the nation of Lithenia,
She cried out, striking her chest.
For the nation of Lithenia.
Emera echoed, following Mayli's pride.
My girls,
Onessa whispered in near tears.
thank you for continuing to believe in us.
Then, allow me to express some believing too, I said as I pulled out my blade, marching up to the braggart locked in Onessa's love spell. You're my first free kill. I don't think I'd have it any other way. I scoffed. We came around full circle, didn't we, Rodon? Truthfully, I'm glad you came. I hated how our last encounter ended. Running away from a fight just wasn't my style. Your servitude to greed ends here. But don't worry. He'll join you soon enough. Happy trails. The demons of Bido got a beheading regardless, my blade falling clean through Rodon's neck. It was so satisfying, and I assumed it was just as satisfying to watch for my party. Power flowed right through me, the same as every other kill. Only this time, my goddess was here to witness my strength. Meilai stifled her tears to dash up to me with a hard hug, Emera too, even though she ended up picking the both of us up. Good vibes spread all around, Pochi more than ready to take all of us back home.